you wanna know what fantasy about, catch what's happening on BPSN. Before you line up, lock in. Tell a friend, BPSN. Before you line up, lock in. Tell a friend. Yeah.
We going. We live.
Hey, what's happening, man? Hey, it's your boy Hot Soup here with my boy Scotty Cunningham, man. You know, we Fantasy Live. You know what we do. Represent Eastern Illinois University off top. West Chase Cheetahs, my new track club I just started a couple years ago. We on the map now. Y'all can check us out on Facebook. I'll have a website up soon, but we're in our 4th year. I already have a national champion, fastest 8-year-old in the nation on my team, and he's going down to Junior Olympics this 2 weeks from now to go ahead and keep his title or defend his title. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of other kids, man, upcoming youth right now that we're doing a lot for out in West Chase, which is in Tampa, Florida, man, and we getting these kids primed and ready, man, for success, not only in sports, but for life. So I just want to set a shout out to the West Chase Cheetahs, man. I'm Coach Mac here, a.k.a. Hot Soup. Go ahead,
Yes,
Scotty, do your thing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up, Hot Soup? What's up, Fantasy World? BPSN, I'm Scott. That's my guy, Hot Soup. Y'all heard him. Shout out to the West Chase Cheetahs. We getting this thing started off one more time. Hey, if y'all ain't know, we got 2 special guests. One of my guys in the corner, Super Bowl champion, first time Super Bowl champion on the show. We had a couple of guests that went to the Super Bowl. Shout out my guy DRC, but we didn't have anybody that actually won the Super Bowl. So we got Mike Green in the corner right there. I'm sorry, Mike Neal played for Green Bay. I'm sorry, my bad. No disrespect, bro. I appreciate you. You know what I mean? Beat the Steelers in the Super Bowl. In the other corner, in the left, we got BJ Askew. Me personally, I'm a Bucs fan, so I already know what it do. One of the very best receiving fullbacks to play the game. One of the very best receiving running back fullbacks to come up out of what we call the big house. Now, if you don't know what the big house is, then obviously you don't know what college football D1 AA is. You just watch D1, 2AA, 3AA, or NAIA. But this man had hands like a mirror. You feel what I'm saying? And he played behind All-Star, and y'all ain't even know that it was a fall off at the fullback. You see what I'm saying? But you know, thank y'all boys for coming on, man. Thank y'all for joining Fantasy World, man. Did I leave anything out, man? Did I leave anything out of those introductions y'all talked
about? No, man. No, I appreciate you, Scotty, man. I'm glad you got me on here, man. I appreciate you, bro.
No, it's love, man. The pleasure's all mine. I appreciate y'all coming on. I'm gonna start with Mike, you know what I mean? Because, you know, in Green Bay, you ended up, let me see my notes. Let me go over my notes. Make sure I'm right. So, hold on. Pull this on up, man. Give me some of this Mike Neal information. So, Mike Neal, Green Bay, Super Bowl versus the Steelers. Tell us a little bit about that experience, man, because we ain't had that many people come on that actually was a Super Bowl champ. So give us a little bit of your experience and tell us about that. And if so, I see that pitch in the background too. I love that. If you got the ring, floss the ring for us, please.
Saved, man. I should have bought it out, but it was cool. It was a cool experience for me. First and foremost, just being able to be a part of the organization. It really came on in 2010. It was my rookie year, second round draft pick, and I kind of caught them right at the peak. They had been in the playoffs the year before. They got cut. They lost to Arizona, came back the next year. We ended up winning it with nothing but backups, man. Our whole starting, our defense actually was damn near out. You know what I'm saying? So just to have that experience as a rookie, you don't get that too much. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, people come in, they win Super Bowls. People get the opportunity to go to the Super Bowl, but to actually win one as a rookie, man, that's a highlight.
Cool. That's fine.
So, yeah, it was bittersweet, man. For me, I was actually one of those who was injured, but we still walk away with the experience. You know what I'm saying? Team, play with a bunch of Hall of Famers on that team. Charles Wilson, Al Harris.
Chuck, shout out Chuck, one of the very best. Talk to me about Chuck. That's one of my favorites.
Another
like
University of
time,
Michigan
like
product.
Yeah, man. So I had the opportunity to play with a lot of dogs on the Hall of Fame and throughout my career in Green Bay. But to be honest with you, you can't beat that experience, bro. You really can't, man. That's just a highlight of it all. That's the pinnacle, man. And plus, you can't beat them damn paychecks either. So, cool, man. This is great for me.
It sounds like a blast, my guy. I promise you, man. Hey, I wish I could have got me a ring, a Super Bowl ring. You know what I mean? Ain't too many people could say that they went or actually won a ring. So congrats, man, and thanks for coming on. I want to also get into some fantasy. Do you fantasy?
You know what, man? When we was playing, because we couldn't make no money off of it, I never done it. I want to get involved with it. This will be my first year actually getting into it. I got a homeboy that's real cold at it. But this whole COVID thing going on right now, who knows what that's going to turn out to be. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't, but I'm looking forward to getting into it now because I'm throwing a little money in it this time.
Well, say less, man. We got something for you, man. What we going to do is we're going to have our very own fantasy league, and we inviting you. We inviting BJ. We're going to try to have former,
all the guests,
current pros, all guests to get in that league.
All the guests that we've had on this BPSN, Black Podcast Sports Network. Okay. Everybody that's been on this, man, we're gonna get them in a league. So if we have 10 to 12 players on, which we've had about 8 to 10. So everybody said they in. So Mike, man, it would be a blessing to have you on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You can play with a bunch of retired players. So you know, it ain't like you're playing with a bunch of people you don't know. You know what I mean? Build some camaraderie, and then you'll be able to get to know the players that you're going to be playing with once the podcast finish, because you're going to be able to watch the podcast and see everybody on in their interviews. So it's a blessing, man. We'd love to have you.
Absolutely. Love to have you. Love to have you, bro. What I was going to say next, right, because this is one of our Sack Master editions. Tell me, we want to know a little bit about, because you said you ain't real familiar, but we're going to get you familiar this season. Tell me about, your experience there. Like, give me some, like, your favorite moments, your favorite quarterback to sack or play against. Talk to me about that.
Much, man. I grew up in Indiana. I went to Purdue University. I hated Peyton Manning because I was not a Peyton Manning fan. So, in the league, man, I wanted to always sack Peyton Manning. I had the opportunity to sack him my rookie year. I had the opportunity to sack him again in Denver. That was probably like one of my favorites. But my all-time favorite, Tom Brady.
Yeah, talk that talk. Yeah, the GOAT. We want to sack the GOAT.
They was number one in the AFC. We was number one in the NFC. We was going to duke it out. In fact, they ended up playing Seattle that year in the Super Bowl. But had them down in the fourth quarter. It was they had the ball driving in our red zone. Third down, we lose this game because they kick field goal and it's over. Third down, he was pissed. My favorite sack highlight, we going to win that football game, and we knocked them off number one in the AFC after that game. So that was my favorite sack, man. But I had the opportunity to sack a lot of good quarterbacks, dude. Honestly, Peyton being one of them, Tom being one of them. Getting to actually practice against Aaron Rodgers, we can't beat that. Phillip Rivers, talk a lot of shit. So getting an opportunity.
All of the people that we need to sack have been sacked. It sounds safe to say. Hold on. Yeah, man. So, as y'all can hear with the Sack Masters edition with my boy Mike Neal, man, everybody that need to be sacked in the NFL have been taken down. So we love to hear that. Now in fantasy, I just want to give you a couple of jewels. The sack is one of the most important stats. Having a good defensive back or a good defensive lineman that can help you get them points. Sacks give us a lot of points, and then also turnovers, touchdowns. If you pick up the right defense that had the right sack master like yourself, man, on the right week, you could end up scoring more than the average running back or wide receiver. So just a quick little tip. I ain't gonna give you too much. You got to check out the other shows, bro. It's gonna be all kinds of tips and tricks for you, man. I promise you. Tell me who was your toughest matchup, like tackle that was out there giving you problems, or you might have thought you were gonna get 9 sacks, but you got 2 sacks. He might not have shut you down, but every time you played against him, you always knew it was gonna be a problem.
I think the boy's last name, man. Dallas. He left tackle. I know his first name. I think it's Tyrone.
Yes.
What'd you say, Shaw? What's his name?
I can't remember.
Smith.
That's him.
Yeah. Big dog.
Lockdown. I got a chance to play against him, Winston Justice, and then Jake Long too. Those are my hardest. Like if I had to pick the tackles that gave me problems, both of them. I know Jake Long for sure. Tyler Smith, he'll be one. Winston Justice will be another one. They'll be all Hall of Famers, man. Hall of Fame left tackle. So having a chance to play against them, that's good competition. You know what I'm saying? But it always brings the best out of you. So playing against them, absolutely. But other than that, everybody else on the same thing. Honestly, at the end of the day, you pick the right game, you catch them at their weekends.
I like this guy, Mac. I love this guy, man. I love this guy right here. Yeah, hey Mike, hey, this is my first time meeting you, my type of DN. I love DNs like that. Hey, I don't care who it is out there and the people that you did, you know, say you had a tough matchup with, man, they well respected, well connected. So, you know, definitely love to hear that. You one of my faves right now. I love how you talk because I'm one of them players. This is my college teammate. Y'all don't know I played at Tennessee State. Shaw, how long do I talk during the game? When the whistle start and then when I stop?
Yeah.
No, you start before you wake up. You sleep still talking.
Man, I'm talking. I'm playing the cornerback. I done at least got me 5 personal flags for somebody slapping me in the mouth.
That's why he's on the radio now.
Right?
Still ain't
I'm
stopping.
talking. They done. I'll take the flag, coach. He talking too much. I'm like, hey, got me another one. But I was also gonna say, man, you know, growing up in Indy, in Maryville, right? You from Maryville. How is the football scene there? I'm from Florida. My guy from Tennessee, BJ, I know you from up north too, right?
Yeah, I'm from Ohio, Cincinnati.
Right. How is the football scene like? Because in Florida, I grew up here. It's hot year round. We play football like it's New York basketball, and also we love to play in the heat. Me personally, I can't. My body doesn't adjust well to the elements. So talk to me about y'all playing up north, and if you did, I know you had to play down south, BJ. How was it for y'all bodies adjusting to the element?
Hey, you know, man, it's tough. You know what I mean? Like growing up north, I mean, you know, we got our summers. It get hot and humid up there too. You know what I mean? The benefit was when we had to play cold weather. When I was down here in Tampa on the hot weather team, I had no problem adjusting to the cold weathers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? When you're a kid, you grow up, it's, 5-6 feet of snow out there. And shoot, man, we knocking on doors. We knocking on doors.
Y'all playing it. That's like
I mean?
us in the sun. Y'all loving the snow playing football.
Exactly. Yes, sir. Man, it was a thrill, And then, when I came down here to Tampa, it was my first time with a team. My last team I played on, too, because I was with the Jets at first.
Yep, drafted by the Jets. Saw that. Also, let me add this. The very first fullback drafted in that draft. I don't know how. Let me put that in perspective for y'all. They don't draft
the best fullback in the country.
Right.
The best fullback in the country.
Period. Point
blank.
Go look at.
You know what? We're gonna pick the best fullback in the country.
Check your man. Check your man from that year and look at that man stats. But like I'm telling y'all, you don't even know a fullback that probably got drafted in the last 5 years in the first 3 rounds. So I'm just saying, I'm just telling y'all some facts to let y'all know. Like I said, man, big house. Some beasts came out of the big house. So you got to understand, when I say one of the top receiving backs from the big house, man, that's a big thing. Then y'all boys connected with Woody. Now talk to me about this now. You play fantasy at all, BJ?
Man, for sure.
Okay. So, like, would you be in a receiver?
He might be a ringer. Hey, Scotty, we were talking the other day, man. He might be a ringer, man. We got to watch him, man. Man. Some of these cats don't really know, so it's going to be their first time, man. BJ, hey, he sound like a ringer, man. We got to watch him.
He say for sure.
You got to watch him in that. Hey, you got to watch him in that trade room. Make sure he don't try to sneak nothing on us.
Man, I need to watch him every week. Now, since Mike Neal here, tell us a little bit about your strategy, your fantasy strategy, BJ. Like we talked about individual strategies. Tell us like what's your strategy to win if you want to share that with the people.
I don't mind sharing it. You already know. My strategy gonna be running backs, man. You already know.
Too.
I like to have 4 of them. You know what I mean? Give me 4 beasts. The quarterbacks and the wide receivers, and you know what I mean? Like, you can really get lucky, you know what I mean, picking a team just because they're going against a sorry defense and get, like, lucky with that quarterback. So I ain't really worried about quarterback play too much. But I got to have them running backs.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I'm
the
with you.
teams that like to running, you know, Ezekiel Elliott, you know what I mean? Oh boy up there with the Giants, you know, they like to run that ball 30, 40 times a game. They're my running backs right there. I got to have them.
Right.
Yeah, he right, man. My thing with them running backs, man, is that's the position that's gonna get hurt first.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you need backups. You know what I mean? So that's why I go 3 running backs out the door. First round, second round, third round. I want all running backs, and then I go grab it. You could be deep in the draft and catch you a receiver that's gonna get you 1,007 TDs. So you know my strategy, bro. I'm running back heavy.
I would think.
You know what I mean? That's matchup, wide receiver, quarterback. That's all matchup based because you might have a dope quarterback, but you know what I mean? If you pick one of them quarterbacks going against one of them defenses like Baltimore and Minnesota and Chicago, hey, I already know you're a Chi-Town boy too. Hey, that defense, good.
Talk
Good.
that talk. Talk
Damn,
that talk.
Now, what about
the quarterbacks up in them divisions? You know.
what about as far as the type of running backs? Because me personally, I like to go heavy running back like you. That's my strategy. But I also like to have a running back that can catch. So is your strategy more focused around running backs that can catch? And let me give you the top 10 running backs right now in fantasy projected for 2020. I'm gonna give both of y'all, but I'm gonna start with you, BJ, and you tell me of these 10, you know, where you going first for your top 4 and why? Because you say you're going to go 4. So I got Run DMC, who that Christian McCaffrey, right? Run CMC, that's what they call it now.
He number 1.
He number one.
Yeah.
You got Saquon, you got Zeke, you got, and these the overall top people. But then I go running backs. So matter of fact, I'll just go running backs. So you got Zeke, you got Derrick Henry, you got Alvin Kamara, you got Dalvin, you got Kamara's world. You got Dalvin Cook, you got Nick Chubb, and you got Joe Mixon. Talk to me of them. If they're available in your league, where you going and why?
Dalvin
well, you know, you already know first and foremost, I'm going with Christian McCaffrey. This dude is one of the most amazing running backs I've seen. And Carolina love to get him that football.
Yeah,
he gonna touch that ball more than the receivers and quarterbacks and running backs put together. They don't. The teams know he gonna get the ball, and they still can't stop him.
Yeah,
he proved that. I mean, he gonna be number 1. I mean, the receiver. You know what I mean? Just catching the ball in the backfield and busting the 85-yarder. Yo, I got to have that on my squad all day. So I'm going number 1 with him. After that, you know what I mean? Between Ezekiel Elliott and Saquon Barkley, that's a toss-up. I'll probably go with Ezekiel first, just because, you know, Dallas is more of a team that wants to establish the run, while New York is still having a little bit of an issue with quarterbacks, and it'll be easy for those defenses. Like, you got to play they got to play twice a year. Who in their division right now? Speaking of teams right now in their division, they gonna have to play Dallas twice.
Dallas, okay.
You know what I mean? They're gonna have to play Dallas twice. The Jets. I mean the Giants.
Ezekiel don't get hurt.
Yeah, and
Barkley will get hurt. Ezekiel don't get hurt.
But that O-line, too, like you said.
No matter what the situation, they're going to give Ezekiel the ball 20-plus times a game.
Right, and he's not a sophomore. He's not a sophomore. See, one of the problems with second-year running backs is the sophomore slump. Mm-hmm. That sophomore slump is so real with it don't matter how good they are. It's going to 99% of the time be a slump. So I'm not really big on Saquon as I would be. Like, I'd rather pick somebody else over Saquon, like a Nick Chubb. And actually, here go one of the sleepers that y'all ain't even talking about right now, Tariq Cohen.
Talk about him.
Right.
Talk about him from the Bears.
You got Christian McCaffrey.
Black college. Hold on, the black college. You know what I mean? HBCU.
Same type of player, though. You know what I mean? It don't matter what. You could give it to him up through the cracks. You could throw a screen at him. You could throw the swing pass out at him. You know what I mean? He's going to make it work by himself.
Put him on a punt. Put him on a punt.
Oh, man. Oh,
yeah.
He quit playing.
North Carolina A&T, HBCU, we got to show love. Mike, what you think about them 10 running backs yourself, like with this? So, like, basically, me personally, I try to get the receiving running backs, the ones that's more similar to BJ, because they're going to get the ball rushing and they're going to get it in the air. Like he said, the next person on Carolina that's going to get the next touches outside the quarterback is going to be Run CMC. Out of them running backs, who you like and you can use your regular football knowledge as to who you would pick in their running styles and why. But yeah, just go for some that you think from these top 10 that we named that you would go with.
My top two, yeah, my top. Well, I need 3 or 4. I don't give him the ball. I agree with everything with y'all saying, so he would definitely be in my top 3. But I might go back to the Saints. The reason being, they gonna get Lamar that ball. He can do a whole lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? You see running backs, they kind of do this and do that. He's still doing that. Same with McCaffrey over in Carolina. So on the upside. The only way now with Ezekiel, I'm kind of nervous because of last year. So I'm going to see what they're going to do this year. But if I go Zeke and Saquon, I'm going to go Zeke just because their offense is probably going to be more powerful.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Too much in a slump. And he couldn't do nothing. And they was giving him the ball a lot last year. Breaking out some good games, but you know they don't have an offensive line. They don't got a quarterback. It's too much attention just on Saquon.
Yeah, the line was garbage. The line was garbage.
And just from my personal experience, when you're line like that, I don't care how good that running back is. We finna swarm it.
We're gonna load the box up. We're gonna load the box up. 8 in the box.
We put 8 in there. We put 8 in there.
You want to put the quarterback in a bad position. They don't got any quarterback to me. You know what I'm saying? So if I had to go with my top 4 picks, I would definitely go with Carolina first. I would go with the Saints tomorrow, and I would definitely go with. But I'm gonna tell you who I like if he don't get hurt because I played against him. Now I really actually come out and do something next year. He gonna be all right. Period. Like Ty Gurley. I like Ty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love Ty Gurley.
Running backs, he just stay hurt, man. He can't stay fresh. Derrick Henry, he's just too big, man. These running backs don't make it that long in the NFL.
You're right. And his running style. But he doing good while he hot. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm keeping Derrick Henry in one of my leagues. To me, the running back position is so physical to where I just got to load up because in the middle of the season, man, they could be gone for 6-7 games, and I need to have some reserves. So my strategy is kind of like y'all's. I want to have as many of the top backs as I can, many of the strong backs, especially like I like a Saquon, but I kind of shy away from him because he's big, he's strong, but if 8 in the box, and let me explain to the viewers, 8 in the box means of the 11 guys there, 8 people are focused on the run. It's tough. It's tough to do that. Even if you the best back in America, it's tough.
Well, and here's the thing too. See, they, being that the Giants quarterback ain't solidified, he's gonna be a newbie. Man, they ain't gonna have no problem putting that strong safety up there in that box and making that quarterback beat you. You know what I mean? And it just ain't gonna happen.
They did that shit with AP after his 2,000-yard season. AP was talking shit. That nigga came back with like 1,200 yards the next season, man. They stacked the box every game on AP.
Right.
Yeah.
After he broke off 2K.
And you would. I'm a coach.
Hey, hold up real quick, Scotty, real quick. So y'all know when it comes to the running backs, man, I'm going to be heavy on Dalvin Cook this year, man. I'm a speed guy. I'm a one cut and I'm gone. I need that end zone. I need that 50-yard hitter. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm heavy on the Dalvin Cook this year. Heavy.
He coming off that injury too. He showed both years now, 2 years straight. He been hurt, so you're gonna have to, if you're gonna go with him, you're gonna have to have a backup ready to go, baby.
Yeah,
you just get his what's his name?
Backup.
McKenzie. What's the backup name? He cold too. Madison. Was it Madison?
Yeah.
He cold as hell. You just pick him up in round 16. Last round. You just pick him up as a handcuff. So if you get hurt, you already know you're gonna be still getting money.
Y'all heard it first from Hot Soup. Y'all heard it first from Hot Soup. You better pick him up in the late rounds.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you. Go ahead, BJ. I was just gonna say, I tell you who else I really like. You know what I'm saying? I really like Henry, but I really like that Lamar Miller kid, man. If he can actually get in a situation where they'll feed him, he gonna be dangerous. But
we got some wheels.
Problem though, we don't know if he's gonna get that opportunity because I don't know what happened. You know what I mean? When he was over there in Houston, but he should have been ran until he couldn't run no more. But he was
down in Miami, ain't he?
Yeah, now he in Miami. So yeah, I don't know. You know what I mean? How that's gonna work out for him, but I really hope him well because that dude right there, man. Yeah, like when I look at running backs, yeah, he's got it.
Well, talk to me about Keyshawn Vaughn with the Bucks. You know, you a former Buck. Tell me about the state of the Bucks. The Bucks is my team. I want them to win the Super Bowl this year. Talk to me about Keyshawn Vaughn and what he gonna do. Shout out to Nashville. You know what I mean? AKA Cashville.
Already. You know what I mean? He's in a really good situation because if you look at what Tom Brady did, you know, Tom Brady, first and foremost, great quarterback. I played with him when I was at Michigan. I was a freshman. He was a senior.
Mm-hmm.
So he was definitely, I played with him and everything. But if you look at what he's done later in his career, now the stats that he's got has come from the running backs and the tight end. So if you're gonna go high stocks with Mike Evans and somebody like that, you might want to reconsider it and down to the running back position because that's what Brady finna throw that ball. He got an older arm now.
Straight noodle.
I love Mike Evans. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm not excited to have Tom Brady with Mike Evans as I am with having Gronk right there at tight end and a running back because he used to throwing it to them running backs.
Yeah, because he ain't checking that thing a million yards.
But Mike Evans is more of a possession receiver. You got the other boy Goodwin is gonna be hurt more because Tom Brady ain't gonna be able to throw that deep ball.
Hey, you got a point. Definitely, you know, he is our vertical stretch guy, is Chris Godwin, but you know what I mean? It's just the fact that Brady's stats come from tight end running backs. It wasn't Amendola. It wasn't, I mean, now great plays made by Amendola and Edelman, but these were like miraculous catches those boys had to make. And I'm not saying Evans can't do that because we definitely know he can. It's just the fact that later
Tom Brady more accurate than Winston. Tom Brady more accurate. He ain't got no arm strength like Winston, but he's accurate. So I think Mike Evans' yards per catch is gonna go down.
It's gonna go down because let me tell you, Jameis Winston. One thing Jameis was good at, he could throw that bad boy deep. Now he had no problem throwing it deep. But
let that bitch go.
I don't think Brady's as well to throw it down because he's a veteran player and understands his limits.
Yeah,
and got Gronk right there and running backs that we got. He ain't gonna have no
second
problem
down like a motherfucker.
I agree. Right. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead, Mike. Chime in. I know you're trying to chime in on that.
No, I agree with them. Playing against them, Tom Brady know how to work the offense, man. And I will tell you this: Gronk is his savior. And they kind of probably already had that now because he needs that tight end. And Gronk a big tight end, bro, coming across the middle. And then he need a scat back, somebody he can throw it away and throw it to. The problem that I think that Tom Brady gonna have is pretty much what he's had in the last 5 years of his career. If they're going to address that offensive line, he needs Gronk and he needs that running back.
That's right.
Yeah, right.
They're going to set him up. I'm just telling you from experience. We came down and played the Bucks. We knew it was a feast all day. We get to the quarterback.
Yeah.
He kind of needed that. He needed an escape. He needed a scapegoat. So him having the tight end and then having the running back on the back, he's going to be a savior. Now, can he get the ball downfield? You got to give him time. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I feel the same way with Green Bay. That's why I said about Aaron Jones. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't pay attention to that little running back up there. But Jones, he's nice though. Now you got a situation, you got a quarterback. Now if they get him a tight end, Aaron get a tight end, he's gonna be all right. But Aaron's game is that way. He's looking downfield, he's going into his checkdowns, and then he's going to that running back. And Tom the same is that way. You know what I'm saying? So I like Jones up there in Green Bay. That's somebody I think that y'all need to keep your eyes open to, especially with the NFC. Y'all was talking about the boy up there in Minnesota. I like him a lot too. I had an opportunity to play against him as well. But you know what I'm saying? My thing about it is if you don't have an offensive line, you better have a check down. If you don't have a check down, you better have a quarterback.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Quarterback don't have to run. Man, that's exactly what you see the league going to. You know, those old quarterbacks are kind of getting washed out. You still got Drew Brees, you still got Tom. You know, Aaron can actually get out the pocket and move a little bit, but you're looking at a lot of these mobile quarterbacks because that's who the highest paid players on the defenses are. The quarterback.
Right.
And I was gonna say, guys, like, what about because you know that they actually removing the preseason. How do y'all think that's gonna affect the play, and what y'all think is the benefits, and what some of the problems with not having an actual preseason and just having a ramp up period is what they calling it, basically like a month to practice. I was telling some people normally with the NFL they do like inter squad scrimmages, or they might drive to the nearest city and scrimmage the next team. But y'all, talk to me about how y'all think that's gonna affect football this season, and then Matt, talk about how you think that's going to affect the fantasy after that, bro, because We got to know. Fantasy people got to know what they need to do.
Shoot, you want to go first, Big Mike?
I look at it from this standpoint. My brother actually played for the Seahawks. He just left this morning to go back.
So your brother played for the Seahawks?
Yeah.
Hey, man, so we can shout him out.
His name Ryan Neal.
Shout him out, man. Shout out Ryan Neal for the Seahawks, man. Pull up, Ryan. Hey, come on, Mike. Ryan, you got a free invitation. Even if your brother don't invite you, you always invited, man. Pull up, please.
Probably like he left at 10, but they've been doing a lot of calls, man. They're going back and forth with the NFLPA. Just being a vet in the league when I left and understanding what the preseason was to me, we didn't play no way. We had a third season game. I'm just being honest with you.
Right. You're right, though. That's where the guys get an opportunity.
Exactly. You assessing talent in the preseason. The vets really don't do nothing anyway. Once you the preseason game, they make us play a lot, but now they've been putting the guys back more and more every single year. So the only thing that I can see the issue with is actually having enough people there to assess it, to be able to create a team outside of the people that you already know that's going to make a team. That, you know what I'm saying? And that's probably the biggest thing that I can see going on. But as far as the season, I think they're going to have to move into they're going to have to do something with the first couple games.
Yeah.
First quarter of the season. So it's going to be hard to get the best out there at a high level. So it's going to be a lot of sloppy football. It always is anyway. It'll be football going on in the first couple of weeks. But, you know, there's people, the free agents and undrafted free agents and late round picks and stuff like that. But other than that, I don't think from a physicality standpoint and playing a game, it won't make any difference to the vets. You know how to play the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know how to play the game. You know how to coach preseason. We unfortunately didn't have this because I was in the lockout. We was able to get there and we really didn't miss too much of anything. They just kind of the ramp up was good for us. The preseason. Honestly,
the person ain't up there right now.
So, but to be cool, the younger guys, they don't hurt.
Right. I agree with you, man. Go ahead, BJ. Go and weigh in on that, man.
Sure. You know what I mean? I totally agree with Mike. You know what I mean? The preseason is about that 53-man roster and getting the cuts down. You know what I mean? There's gonna be some guys that were highly touted coming out of college that got drafted towards the later rounds that they may show some flash of stardom in practice, but since there's no preseason game, there's going to be some spots being taken that should have never been taken because there's a lot of people play like Tarzan in practice, but when they get in the game, they turn into Jane.
Practice All-Americans.
So there's going to be some suckers they're going to be able to get on the team, you know what I mean? And how that's going to affect, it's going to affect the long run when certain guys do get hurt, especially your wide receivers, you know, when they hit their ankle, you know, they sprain it, they hit a hip flexor or hamstring, and that backup goes in who was highly touted out of college. We're not going to know as fantasy players, you know, should we jump on that backup guy or not? I mean, we're not going to have nothing but college to go off of.
That's it.
That's going to be tough. That's going to be tough for us trying to figure that out.
I also think that
you're gonna have to do reading. We're gonna have to read this year, bro, on what they're doing in training camp. We got to read.
I think the people that get hurt the most are the rookie free agent small school cats, because a lot of the time, like Mike say, the vets rooting for some of these guys and like, hey, take these reps. We ain't taking no reps. We want to get our team better. We know our position straight. So a lot of the times, some of the young cats, they don't have as many opportunities as a draft pick. So, like, you might have a person coming out of TSU. Show that TSU shirt, bub. Show that TSU shirt. You might have a person coming out of TSU that need all them reps, that need all them preseason games.
Yeah.
So I think this kind of hurts them people, and it make them have to be, practice All-American, because they ain't going to have those preseason games to go out there and say, all right, let me let loose and show them what I can do in the game.
Right.
But, I think overall it's better for the game. It's going to make less injuries. So I think so, because you're not going hard like that. But for the low man on the totem pole, I don't think this is a good situation.
Hey, what about these, no preseason? You get these new coaching staffs coming in, right? Like Dallas. Yeah. Got a whole new coaching staff. They really, they used to the game day speed with everybody there, Will that affect that whole fantasy on their team now? We consider now – drafting, Dak anymore, not drafting that defense because, the coaching staff have changed. they ain't got no preseason to even to get adjusted with the players stuff too. That'd be a big adjustment for
You know, something that's really big. That's really big right there, Rashad. One thing about it, you know, what really make a great team, because the players are great in the NFL. Everybody's got great players. What really make the championship Super Bowl team is the coaching that took place.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's all about the coaching. Now the players gonna play and everything, but those coaches got to call the plays to get the team into a certain position, in a good position to make the good plays. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you miss the preseason, and say in preseason, you know that if we have preseason cover 2 against 4 wide, it ain't working. You could find that out in preseason, but now you got to go 4 games in the hole to get that preseason experience from a coaching standpoint to realize, dang, we should have been in cover 3, maybe. We should have been, you know what I mean? We should have been in 4.
So
you know
jobs sound like jobs might be a little bit more on the line, because them owners, they don't have a lot of tolerance. You go into them first 4 games and you drop them first 4 games as a coach, staff heads gonna start rolling, whether it's the trainer, whether it's assistant coaching. So you got to be prepared, man. It's a fast-paced business side of that, man.
Timing is a big thing with the NFL. It's all about time.
Yep.
Especially with offense. Defense, not so much. Defense is more so communication. But with offense, it's timing. So I think you lose a lot of that without the preseason, because it's one thing to be able to create timing in practice, but that can swing either way. When I was in Green Bay, everything flew on Aaron Rodgers. So if Aaron wanted to do something, then that's what we was doing. You know what I'm saying? But into the game, that's not necessarily the case. You got to be able to do it with timing in the game. And so it's even more so a premium for the younger guys, because they're not used to that pace. If they can get in the game, even playing against backups in the preseason, the game clock moves faster. The whole game is different. They have to have time to get acclimated to that, which is going to be a big disadvantage. So you got to pay attention to all those things. So what I feel like they should have did, honestly, they should have brought the players in earlier. They should have brought in. They had a lot of time off. Now, granted, nobody wants to report early, but bring them there 2 weeks earlier. So you could have expedited most of this stuff and gotten into some had they brought the players back in early, in my opinion. But, you know, the protocols with it, they have to be able to follow the state laws, and they have to follow more higher laws, you know what I'm saying, with what's going on with the government, the president.
Right.
At the end of the day, I think the biggest thing that you don't miss is time until they need that. The physicality of the game is different, too. And a thing that you have to pay attention to is what generally happens within the first 3 weeks, starting from the second preseason game, dudes start dropping like flies.
Mm-hmm.
Backup standpoint, when the season kick off and you don't really necessarily have premium backups because you don't have a preseason to establish who the hell a backup is. You're sorry to get hurt. Who you gonna go to? You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of issues that's gonna have to be addressed because of the preseason not being played, but back away, you know. So
Man,
So
go ahead,
hold
Mac.
on real quick, Scotty. Hold on. So I think we got off key a little bit. We was on defense and we flipped the running backs real quick. I wanted to go back, you know what I'm saying, before we get off here and ask Big Mike, man, we think his top 5 most impactful defensive players are in the league right now, and why? You know what I'm saying? Since this is to make part of that, we want to get that part of the Sack Masters edition.
Right, and then I can go over. I want to go over some of the top people in fantasy that they got defensive players, so that you also know too, though. Hold on. So you could go off of, I mean, statistically, you know what I mean?
Give me some players. I can tell you right now off the top of my head, and
Aaron Donald.
He a beast.
He a nightmare.
I know you got Aaron Donald, you got Joey Bosa as some of the top players. You got the the linebacker from Indiana. He South Carolina State guy. I forgot his name. I just was talking about him last week.
Top of my head.
But yeah, just go some that you might know. I know they like clowning like that, but I like J.J. Watt and I like Bosa. I also, like you say, Aaron in the middle right there. He a beast.
I don't. The only thing with J.J. Watt is his injury history.
Right.
Right now, elimination because there's no guarantee that man gonna make it through the season. Now his brother, I still like his brother.
That's why I like Nick.
TJ Watt, right?
Yeah. It's not TJ. It's
You talking Dick Bosa? Or you talking about the other Watt?
You talking about TJ Watt for the Steelers, right?
Yeah.
Do you Yahoo or ESPN? Y'all doing this for fun or y'all playing to win? Round here, we all in, and the winner get the big bag. Talk tough, point correction, and have you looking sad. Big bucks, take a loss, tough luck. Ain't nobody trying to hear your cash app got stuck, cause on what's happening, we keep you on